Hi, I'm Allison. Welcome to my Floss Tube. This is my channel about cross-stitch, quilting, and crafts, mostly cross-stitch. I'm going to say right up front, I've got some pretty bad allergies, so I sound a little weird, but it's been a month since I filmed. I wanted to go ahead and film, and also in our area there is a fire right now, a giant fire out in the Tonto National Forest. I am in Arizona, and it's about half-hour up the road from us. They've got it partially contained. It's been going for a few days, but the air quality is pretty bad, so that's why I sound like this. Anyway, let's get started. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I wanted to take a moment to ask everyone to please like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you could. I'd really appreciate it. I have a lot to do today, and if you see me looking down, I've got notes in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and start with a thank you to one of my FlossTube viewers and Instagram followers who sent us a Chewy gift card for our animals, specifically for our dog Rosie. Thank you so much. We have 3 dogs. We have about 50 animals here if you're new, and there's going to be Animal Tour Part 2 at the end. And the 3 dogs all have different medical conditions, and they all have different food. Excuse me, I've got some ice water here. I'm going to try really hard not to sniffle and sneeze. I have a lot to share today. Like I said, we're going to do an animal tour. It's going to be Animal Part 2. And my husband's actually going to appear in the video. And he's cleaning the turtle ponds and doing outside stuff. So he's kind of grubby looking, but he didn't care. And he's wearing this headphone thing that comes around his ears. And it sits above his ears. It's really weird. It vibrates. And that's how you listen to it. But then you can also listen to stuff around you. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's a guy in the first Star Wars. I don't know if they ever credit him, but he's like a bald guy and he's got the thing coming around his head. That's what it makes me think of when he wears those. Okay, moving on. Casual today. My shirt says weekend forecast, cross stitching, then it says with, and then it's worn out. I don't know what happened. This said no chance of housework. I got it on Amazon. But it's hot here today. It's already in the 90s, so I'm a little casual today. I hope you don't mind. I've got like stuff all over. I'm going to just keep on trucking. The first thing I wanted to do really quick was I mentioned Orifloss in, I think, my last video or the video before someone asked me to show it. Here it is. It comes on a wooden spool. Aurifil. And the Orifloss is just like DMC. It's a 6-stranded floss. I think I've gotten into this one already though, because there's only 4 strands. Yeah, sorry. There we go. Okay, here you go. So there's 6 strands and you separate it just like you do DMC. I think it's a little fuzzier than DMC, but I like it, and you get a lot on the spool, and then you get to keep the little wooden spool. This was for Stitchy Wendy on Instagram, and she has a floss tube, Wendy's Whimsical Stitches, and I will link that below. I crammed everything on one piece of paper today. Oh, and I forgot to talk about my quilt. We'll back up a bit. The quilt behind me, it's a sampler quilt. It was from the Home for the Holidays Sew Along, Sherry and Chelsea Moda Fabrics. I substituted out this block, and there's a butterfly block down here. These are AccuQuilt dies. There was a Christmas tree and then a block that had way too many half square triangles, so I decided to do these 2 instead, and it's more of a springy quilt. I do all my quilting myself, so I long arm this. Each block has its own design, and then there's a design in here, and there's a border design in the sashing. So when I did this quilt, I had to go top down and do everything, and then I had to take it off the long arm and rotate it, and then go that way across, because the border design only runs across. It doesn't also run down, so I had to turn the quilt. I hope I don't sound too bad. I'll either lose my voice or start sounding like I need to be charging by the minute for people to listen to me. Okay, if it's your first time here, I have a very strange sense of humor sometimes, so hopefully you will enjoy. I have a bunch of FFOs. Let's start with the FFOs. Let's go in here. I'm going to start with one that actually my mom stitched these. These are stitch cards, Lori Holt stitch cards. And she gave me this frame and the stitch cards probably a year ago. I forgot about it. It was in my closet and I found it. You had to put this together. It was unfinished wood, so I stained the wood. These pieces had to be glued on. There's actually holes back here. This is sticky board. So I fabric wrapped the sticky board, and then these are on sticky board. There were little like wooden pieces, but I just took those out. I went ahead and did everything with the glue gun. And actually the wood glued onto the wood with, it's called E6000. You can use it on wood. It came out really nice. It's perfect for summer. Oh, and the fabrics are Lori Holt fabrics. I've got a lot today. The next one I have is Flower Friends Ellie by Satsuma Street. I took a day and did all my FFOs. Here you go. This is on 14 count Icelandic beige with the called for colors. The frames are on Etsy. I linked them in my last floss tube before. Here's where they came from. Stitch Life Studio. And it comes with instructions telling you how to use the frame. There's 3 in this series, so there's Ellie and Birdie, I believe. And the first one I did was Myrtle. And they're all on Icelandic beige, 14 count wood gilt with the called for colors. This is what the back looks like. I need to hang them up somewhere. The only problem I notice is, you know, to hang them up you can put string on here and hang it with string, but then it kind of pulls it up and then you can see the piece in the frame. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. Whoops. I have my little note on the back. Those were fun. I have my day signs. This was also Satsuma Street, and this I pulled my own colors. This is stitched with Orifloss. And I finished this on, I believe it's a 7-inch embroidery hoop frame. In the back I put some batting in it so you couldn't see through it, and then this is just fabric glued on, and then these are glued on. This is my first piece on linen. It's a 28 count. I believe it's just white linen. Not really sure if I'll stitch on linen again. I can see the holes okay, but I'm used to the even weave, and the 14 count was a little difficult, but it came out really nice. I like the way it turned out. I have a lot of FFOs. From the Birthday Jam stitch along with, it was stitching with my Little Lee and I think Home on the Ridge. I will put everything on the screen and make sure I put it there. But those are floss tubers and Instagrammers. Mouse's Strawberry Jam. It's on 14 count fabric flare cotton candy dyed effect, 2 strands of DMC. This is by Tiny Modernist. Most of the called for colors. I made her dress darker because the dress was charted in this lighter pink and it would have blended right into the background. My air conditioner's kicking on. I hope it doesn't make a lot of noise. It helps my allergies to run the air. It kind of filters everything. Then I have my, finally finished, Bunny Parade Sal. I stitched the strawberry car. This was a stitch along I hosted with Sarah's Stitchery. Stitchy Sarah reads on Instagram, but her YouTube is Sarah's Stitchery. This is on 25 counts, I believe. I didn't put a sticky note. And I did a pillow finish. This is a stitching with the Housewives fabric. I get my pom-poms on Amazon and buy in bulk. It's easiest. Something that was interesting about this, normally when I do a pillow, I'll put some iron-on interfacing on the back, and since this was a closer weave, I didn't think I would need it. I needed it. As I was stitching it together, the fabric was just coming apart and coming apart and coming apart. So on the inside, I went around and I put Fray Check. It's like a clear glue, and it dries clear to keep it from falling apart. I'm in front of a window, which if you've watched before, you know, and there's like a bee doing a little dance out there. It's really bad allergies. You'll see at the end, if you watch, you should stay and watch the animal tour, and I'll show you some of the trees. Oh, this is horrible. But anyway, here you go. All done. We're going to do Bunny Parade Sal 2025. So there's 2 sets of charts. There's 8 charts, and then there's a free one as well. Lila's Studio. You can Google it and find the free chart. It's on her corrections page, I believe. Oh, some more FFOs. I have some FFOs from my shop. I have an Etsy shop if you're new here, and I have a new chart launch. And then I have an unfinished stitch and a bunch of whips, sals, and lots of new stuff. My newest chart is Summer Season Squared. I haven't shown this before on Flosstube. This is stitched on 14 count Breeze vintage cloth with 2 strands of DMC. This is part of my Seasons Squared series. I started that this year, so I'll have at least 4 new charts this year. I work and we have the animal sanctuary. I can't put out as many charts as I like. And anybody who goes to the shop, if you're new, again, it helps support our rescue animals. This is Spring Seasons Squared. Spring and summer. The frames are a wood frame I got on Amazon, and I paint them with acrylic paint, and then I spray paint them with a clear coat. You can see it's got a little bit of a shine to help keep from scratching. Great seasonal stitching, and I have some project bags that I designed that go really good with these. I'll show those later. I'm going to show just a few more charts that are mine, and then we're going to get into whips. I have 2 bee charts. It's that time of year, so if you like to stitch bees, I have wee bee stitching and the quilting bees. I've shown these before, so I won't take a lot of time, but I just want to show them. Details on each are in the Etsy shop. And I've talked about the finishing before, so I won't go through that again. And for patriotic stitchers, it's going to be here fast through the end of May. I've got my second chart I ever designed, Happy 4th, with the tiny birds in their big bird mansion. And Sweet Liberty Squared. These are in the Etsy shop. When you buy one of my charts, the finishing instructions are always included, and there's a story about some of our animals. Usually one or 2 animals per chart. There we go. I have a big finish for me. If you've been watching it, I told the story, I think, in my first Flosstube about Chicken Club #3 and why I stopped, so I won't go through all that again. But I got it done. Not finished yet, so I have 3 of these done. And I forgot when I started this one, I'm not stitching the names. You can put the names of the chickens. I forgot to shift it down. So it's going to be tied up here when I do my finishing. I've only got about 1.5 inches up there. I bought frames for all of these. I hope to start working on these again, but I have some other things going on. I'm not sure when I will start those again. But it was good to get that done. What else is in here? We'll do these later. And we'll do this later. Okay. Let's go into some whips. I'm doing a couple of stitch alongs, and this is the Bountiful mesh bag. I got that at Fat Quarter Shop. I'm doing the Bonnie and Camille quilt bee. It's actually in a book. I'm doing the quilt, which I remembered to bring my blocks today to show. I keep forgetting to bring my quilting, but anyway. And then I'm doing the stitch along. This is the schedule for the stitch along. They're calling it the Shine Bright Sampler Stitch Along. They recolored it, but I had the original colors. You can find this on their blog. I've shown it before. I don't want to show too much. So it had been on my shelf for a few years. This bag is really big. I'm stitching on 14 count Fabric Flare Pale Gray Gingham. This is May. That's where I am so far. And as the chart gets bigger, I just keep making the Q-snap bigger. It's going to be ridiculous. I do have a scroll frame. I may have to transition it to a scroll frame at some point. It'll just be too big. For stitch alongs, I'm doing the Lizzie Kate series Sal with 2 tall stitchers. If you haven't watched them, make sure to check them out. They're lots of fun. I'm sure you've watched them. I'm stitching the Lizzie Kate Green Flip It series. I have 4 of the 6 charts done. This is the last one that I finished. The next 2 are going to go over here. I'm stitching these with Weeks Dye Works. I'm recoloring them to look very similar to the charts. These are what the charts look like. You can get them on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And at the end, I'm going to put them together like this. This little part here, the words, is available on Lizzie Kate's website for free. You can download that. And the little, sorry, a little hair, the little buttons come with the chart. I will have a giveaway at some point with these charts. Not today, but I will. And this fabric, I love this fabric. This is Witchelt hand-dyed Jobelin Ada in Sandcastle. It's a 14 count. And it really does look hand-dyed, both sides too. It's not like a one side. You can see that. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. You know those non-drowsy allergy pills? I'm a pharmacist and I know how they work too, and they make me drowsy. There's no going around it. I'm working on, this is my stitch along. I'm posting this. It's T-type Sal. I'll put it below. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I just did T-type Sal because I don't think I'm going to finish it this year. This is the Time for Tea Typography by Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. If you want to join the Sal, I'll link this below. She also did a whole series of tea-related charts, so if you bought some of the smalls, there's lots of really cute smalls. Use the T-type Sal and tag me so I can share it with everybody. The exciting thing about these for me, and I've talked about it before, I helped her put these into the computer software, so I have a small little credit on the bottom, which is really neat. Let me take this out of the plastic. I made one big change. I'm using the called for colors on 14 count Vintage Cloth Oatmeal by Lori Holt. The center part with all this fill, I reversed it. I'm stitching the letters and then I'll stitch everything else, and then if I think it needs it, I will stitch the outline of the sign. I'd like to finish this in my lifetime. I don't have too much time to stitch, so I want to make sure that I have a chance to get it done. I have it in a giant Q-snap, and if you stitch with Q-snaps, I've just got a bunch and I pull them all apart, and then when I need one for stitching, I just piece it all together until it's the size that I need. Here's where I am with that. I think it looks good like that. And I'll be honest, oh, this is her needle minder too. My brain was having a little trouble with that part of the chart where I had to stitch around the letters. I went to start it and I just thought, this is crazy, I'm never going to finish it, and it was giving me a headache. So I'm doing it that way instead. I'm keeping that in. I did sell all of these, but I made these out of her afternoon tea fabric. I do have some fabric left. If you really like one, or really like them, let me know. And I make zipper pulls on my bags. This one has teacups and teapots and beads. So put that away. I think that's all of my whips. It is. I'm looking for something. Oh, upcoming Sal. I'm going to do an upcoming Sal. Oh, and if you've been watching, sorry, I'm excited. I finally have a winner. I did a contest for my new start, and I've got a winner. Christmas in July. Again, it'll be here before you know it. I'm going to do an ornament stitch along, and the Stitching Owl is going to join me. I'll link her floss tube for you. We're going to be stitching Cookie Cutter Ornaments by Fat Quarter Shop. I'll make sure to link that below. This was gifted to me by a floss tube viewer. Thank you so much. I am not going to stitch them all, but I have the little tins for them. They're cute. They're easy to read charts. They're 28 by 28 stitch count, finish size, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 is what it says. I think they're stitched on 25 count. Yes, they put them on 25 count. DMC. I just noticed the bird. Normally I don't hear him when I'm filming. That's Zazu the canary. I tried to film him. He didn't like the camera. I don't know if I'm going to put that in or not. I like my animals to be comfortable. If they don't like the camera, I normally don't film them. I just leave them alone. Ooh, also coming in July. This was something I had everybody... Is it this one? Yep, I had everybody help me pick the fabric on this, and I made these project bags. These are Simply Delightful project bags. And the ones in the shop, they're double zipper. I'll show you. The ones in the shop have houses on them. But I'll be starting this one in July. Cycling Fun by Bothie Threads. I'm going to go ahead and stick it back in there. The most backstitch I've ever seen in my life. But that's coming. Alright. I hope this is okay. I'm sorry, I'm a little sleepy today. Oh, here we go. Alright. If you've been watching, you probably have an idea which one won. I was doing Vote for a New Start. I had 3 charts. We whittled it down to 2 charts. And the winner, by the mile on the second vote, is Funky Chickens by Satsuma Street. Aren't these cute? I can't show the chart, but they're actually a rectangle stitch, and it comes with instructions on how to fold it to make the chicken and to use felt to make these other parts. I'm going to be stitching mine on 14 count fabric flare antique white dyed effect glare. It's white. It's antique white. I have the called for DMC all ready to go. I think it's DMC, and I think it's all DMC. Yeah, for some reason I thought there was one Cosmo in here, but I ordered it off of 123 Stitch, and I got the thread to go with it. I had a comment on my last video. Hold on, I wrote it down. Floss tubers count twice, stitch once. Mentioned that she got this, and I think she has the floss already. If you want to do a stitch along, let me know. I'll tag you in the video. Surprise! Hi! It's like, this is going to age me. But I think it was called Romper Room with the magic mirror, and she called people's names. Never called my name. Oh, but if you're an Arizona native, this goes back too. I was on the Wallace and Ladmo show twice, Bluebirds and Girl Scouts. Yeah. Got a Ladmo bag. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can look it up. It was a kid's show, but it was enjoyable for adults. They just don't make TV like that anymore. It was just a fun little show. I think, yeah, these sold out. I put these like crazy long zipper pulls on these. I do I have more of this? No, I don't have more of this. I don't have more of that fabric. But if you ever see anything that I show, like zipper pulls or something, or a bag, let me get that. Chances are I can probably make another one unless I'm out of fabric. Or beads. I know I can make more of those pulls. Let's move on to haul. I'm going to show haul, which normally I don't have, but today I've got some haul. And then I'm going to show the new project bags. Sneak peek. Woo. In my shop. 2 of them sold. Thank you. I had to laugh because I was going to keep one, but I went ahead and put them all in the shop. The very first one that sold was like my favorite. It just made me laugh. let's see, haul. Okay. Let's start with the big one. I gotta get it from the floor. I saw an ad on Instagram. I really should stay off Instagram. This is from DMC. I got one for me and one for my mom for Mother's Day. It's the free chest. You get it with thread sets. But this is their mini chest. It's not the big one, it's the little one. And I love it because the big one is too big. I have no room for the big one. Let me open the top. The top opens. If I tilt it, it'll flip shut. There you go. You can kind of see what I've got in there. And if I tilt it, the drawer starts sliding out. Got some stuff in there. Thread bobbins. I made these. These are the Love to Stitch ones. I think there's 2 left in my shop. And I've got some charms and needles and everything in there. I'm going to pull out a drawer. I'll show you the drawer. I ordered the Essentials thread set, and I got, like I said, I ordered one for me and one for my mom. So it's the most, oops, sorry. You know, the most used colors. Which helps me because when I'm designing, I can't see what I'm doing. I want to try and use colors that people already have, so I don't have to buy anything. It doesn't come in the drawers. You have to sort it and put it in the drawers. I did it by color. I didn't want to do by number. I guess you could, but I did it by color. Okay. I did post that on my Instagram. My Instagram is linked somewhere. I'll probably throw it on the screen. But there you go. My mom liked it. It was a good gift. You know how there's people who you try to get them a gift and they have everything they need? It's really hard to find something. So when I saw the ad for that, I was all over it. Okay. I did buy a pack of the Lori Holt cross stitch needles, which are new. You can see it's still in the plastic. I haven't used them yet. I'm almost out of my Pet Carson needles. Normally I use whatever I have. When I learned to cross stitch as a kid, I cross stitched with sewing needles, you know, whatever was in the drawer. I'm going to put that in my box down here. Perfect. I have to stop saying that. I went to the, like the dentist, the doctor. I did like a get it all done once a year thing. Everybody says perfect. And I asked my husband about this. He noticed it too. And they don't just say perfect. They say, perfect. Can you put your name here? Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and get you checked in. Are you allergic to anything? No. Perfect. What is going on? Sorry, random side note there. Moving some things over. I do want to show really quick. I've decided that for now, I'm stopping the granny squares that I think I started 2 years ago. I have 14. There was a granny square crochet along. I think I'm just going to string them together and make a scarf with them. I'm going to do something with them. I don't wear a lot of scarves. It's Arizona. It's not that hot, but I got to think about what I want to do with them. I'm going to do something with them. They're not hard. I just don't really pick it up and crochet that much. But I have all the colors of Lori Holt's yarn. So when I heard, I have to stop watching YouTube too, I suppose. Lori Holt was going to do punch needle. I got some punch needle stuff. I went ahead and got her cloth because she's going to be doing YouTube and have patterns for it. And then this was the punch she's going to use, and it has an instruction book, which is nice. I bought the small frame, and this has little feet on it. I've done punch needle before. I think I was 8, 10, something like that. And I used a regular embroidery hoop. you know, like this. And I put it on my lap. And, you know, at that age, not particularly the brightest bulb in the box as far as it came to like stabbing fabric. I kept poking my legs, so I didn't, ooh, lizard. So I didn't do much punch needle. That's why I like this one, because it's got the raised legs on it. You can put it on a table, on a tray or something, so you don't stab yourself in the leg. And because I love books, I went ahead and got a book. This is a neat book. It tells you how to do punch needle in the front. Really good explanation of the stitches and things. And then in the back, this comes out and it unfolds like a printed map. Does everybody remember printed maps before cell phones? But I was able to actually fold it and get it back in the book. All the patterns are there. I don't know if I'm going to try doing one of these or if I'm going to wait until Lori Holt does her videos. I might wait and watch the videos. It might be easier to learn that way. So that's my haul. Sorry, these allergies drive me bananas. I've had allergies all my life. When I was in junior high and high school, kids used to tease me and said I was crying all the time. They were really bad when I was younger. And at the time, they had limited choices for medication. So my parents would have me take my allergy medicine before I went to school, and it made me really tired. So I was like, yeah. Kids aren't very nice at that age. We're going to look at some fun stuff in the shop and some new project bags. I just put the fun stuff in front of me. Oh, I have quilting too. I'm going out of order. Anyway, let's do some fun stuff really quick. I have patriotic items in the shop. Pairs of pot holders. They have loops. They're made with what's called Insulbrite. You can kind of hear it crackling. It sort of looks like foil. And that, I've got that in there, and I've got a thin layer of batting. They work great. I have some in my kitchen. I like to bake cookies, so they work really good. There's another one. These are fun. Look at these little labels. And I put the loops on them, so if you don't like to use pretty things and you just want to hang them up, you can hang them up. Ooh, I like these. Sheep. And on the back of the sheep are stars. I'll kind of move fast. I think this is getting long. I have to look at, oh, we're only at 34 minutes. That's okay. Well, we've got the animal tour at the end. Flags. Flags. So you can hang them up like that, like that, like that. Flags. Okay. Try and put them back nice and neat. Another set with labels. And something really different. Now I made a table topper and that's sold. Thank you. These are little placemats. String. I'll have to trim that string. They're made with a template, and you make each hexagon, and then you stitch them together with a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. This is a set of 4. It's kind of a vintage, reminds me of Cracker Jacks a little bit. That guy especially, the little sailor with the bell-bottom pants. It's a vintage look to these. Set of 4, and the back is a white with sprinkles. All of that is in the shop. Again, I love to sew, and having the shop lets me, you know, I can sell things and share it with people, because you can't keep everything you make. You'll be buried alive in it if you're a crafter, and it helps raise money for our animals. Let's look at some project bags. I made patriotic project bags, and I made vinyl front. I have 5 left of those, and if you watched FlossTube last time, I showed all of these. I won't show them all again, but I'll show you the house charm. These are the Simply Delightful. My bags have a loop tag in the middle, and there's a little goodie bag in there that you get when you buy a bag. There's some of these left. I really like these. These go really well with, I just buried everything. If you're stitching like bright, colorful things, look at that, it matches, it's perfect. So there's some of those left. And let's show the patriotic ones really quick. These have it's by Annie's vinyl, so it's a nice thick vinyl, it doesn't stick. Matching zipper pull, the zipper pull matches the inside fabric. Backing fabrics are different. Each bag is one of a kind, so if you see one that you like, grab it. I use by Annie zippers, they're very sturdy. On the inside, I lined this fabric with a thin, lightweight interfacing, like you would use this for clothing and garments. It's nice and soft, so that nothing will stick, and then it gives it a little more body to it. And the loop tag is on the inside, so if you use floss drops or something, you can clip them on. Okay. I won't unzip them all, it makes too much noise. So there's that one. I've got blue flags. Back up. And these have binding on them. Fireworks on the back. Stars and stripes. This is the only one with a back like this because I was using a fat quarter bundle and I was one fat quarter short, so I used extras. This one is a very unique back. I really like this one too. I used an entire fat quarter bundle when I made these. Each bag took 3 fat quarters. Polka dots and fireworks and polka dots on the back. On my shop, it's shipping to US only. Shipping is included in the prices. If you're international and you want something, send me a message. I have to weigh it and see what it will cost. Regular shipping has gone way up, and international shipping is just nuts. So I would say international, $15 to $25 for shipping. Stars and pennants. Oops, I folded it, sorry. Pinwheels on the back. Okay, I think that's everything. Again, I apologize, I'm a little off today because of my allergies. We have a winner, Stitchy Kindness. We'll do Stitchy Kindness, a winner, a new drawing, and Floss Tube Friends, an animal update. I wanted to share this, get it out, sorry, from my friend Colleen on Instagram. She said I could say her name. You can find her on Instagram as i.colleen. I'll go ahead and put it below. She ordered some charts, and I believe they sent her the wrong one, and she sent it to me. And it's in plastic, and nobody can see it. Crafty Bluebonnet Designs Sewing Spool Trio Set 1 Everyday Spool Series. Very cute. I did look at this Etsy shop. She has like spools like every holiday in the world on a spool. If you like spools, there you go. Don't know her, new designer to me, but always fun to share. Small designers. There's a bird out there now. He's watching me. He's like, what are you doing, crazy lady? Anyway. I'm trying to find the stitch count. They're 37 by 37. Thank you, Colleen. And she sent a lovely card with a nice note. I can show just the front of the card. Look at this. She either made it or somebody she knows made that. It's got the, you know, the thing on the front and the string, and it's cut out, and the little fancy piece here. The wildlife is very distracting today. Look, even the envelope's pretty. Thank you. And she spelled my name right. 1 L. So thank you, Colleen. That is Stitchy Kindness. We had a giveaway last time. Guys, your odds are pretty good on my giveaways. If you're interested, definitely enter. I think you had a 1 in 3 chance this time. The Lindy Stitches Hedgehog House. My mom bought it for me, or got it somewhere and gave it to me, and I already had it. So the winner, and I'll put it on the screen, is Owl, OWLB Stitching 8839. Congratulations. Send me an email to azfamilyzoo@gmail.com. I always forget. I think you have to tell me that you're over 18. And then I need a mailing address because this is a physical chart. And I'll get that off to you. And I have it, so we should stitch it. Because it's just been sitting on my shelf. I have a giveaway courtesy of Mom. I showed this 1 or 2 times ago. She went to Las Vegas and went to a stitching shop, Stitcher's Paradise, and bought a bunch of clearance stuff. This is appropriate for the time of year. Be My Honeybee. It is 47 by 71 stitches. Comes out 3 inches by 4.5. It doesn't tell the cloth. I'm going to assume that's 14 count. It's charted in DMC, and it says sampler threads. If you want to win the Be My Honeybee, please like the video, be a subscriber, comment BEE. I use random number pickers, comment pickers. I used a random number picker last time. Like I said, I think there were only 3 entrants. It was pretty easy. Enter with a B. I have Floss Tube Friends 2 that I want to mention. I haven't mentioned yet. I want to thank Stitching with My Littly. It's mother and daughter. They're over in England. I believe the daughter's working on the Spring Squared. She just finished the Happy Hedgy Ween. It's my Halloween chart with a hedgehog on it. It looks really good. Go find them. I will link them below. They do have Instagram accounts. They're private accounts. I can put them below, but I think you have to request to follow. One more stitchy friend. I was watching Bern, B-E-R-N, Stitches, and she showed her strawberry car. She mentioned she's just starting to learn to sew and do finishing. She's doing a great job. And she showed a Mirabella right at the beginning that she framed. It's totally perfectly centered. She mentioned it not looking centered, it looks centered to me. But go over there and say hi to her. I will link her below. I'm going to do a quick animal update, and then I'll tack on the yard tour part 2 at the end. So if you do not want to listen to the animal update or watch the yard tour, although I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch the yard tour. We're doing turtles, a little bit of fish, tortoises, and one of the chickens today. That's still part of the yard. It's going to take me another 1 or 2 tours. Now I have 2 woodpeckers. Let me see if I can turn this around. In general, like the woodpeckers, except when they peck the house and the roof, and then you have to get everything repaired, and it can be costly. All right, Floss Tube Friends, animal update. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 animals to the vet. The past 2 weeks, that's part of the reason why. That's part of the reason why it's taken me so long to film, is we have been back and forth to our regular vet, an urgent care vet, which is new for our area, and a veterinary neurologist. Rosie, she is one of our chihuahuas. Let's see. They're all on my phone. I can show you on my phone. This one's Rosie with the green scarf. Oops. Daisy passed away last year. Libby, Jacqueline. Sorry for all the cuts. I think the allergy medicine's starting to wear off. It's getting pretty bad. We're going to scoot it right along. Rosie has bad allergies. She gets really itchy and her skin gets all red and crusty and gross. So she had to go and she got a shot to help in addition to her regular allergy pill. 2 of the dogs are behind me. I'm hearing the collars tinkle. I think we're okay though. it definitely seemed to help, so that was good. I'm particularly listening for Libby, who I'm going to talk about now. Libby is the little white one. This one right here. She has epilepsy. Her seizures started coming a lot closer together than they had been. So we took her to our regular vet to do a blood level check of one of her medications and to see if there was an adjustment to be made. And we did make the adjustment, but it did not sit well with her. So we got her to the veterinary neurologist, who added a third medication. So now she's on 3 medications to help treat her seizures. The epilepsy does not affect her lifespan. Seizures aren't necessarily a problem unless they do what's called clustering, where they come one right after another, after another, after another, and they don't stop. Then the animal can heat up. Or if you're not home and the dog has a seizure and falls off of something, or if seizures are secondary to something like valley fever or a brain tumor. She had valley fever, but we checked her titer, which means we checked her blood. She cleared valley fever, I think, 2 years ago. All of her blood work looks great. She just has epilepsy and has seizures. She had, 2 or 3 since the last floss tube, and at one point they were 3 months apart, and then they're about 6 to 8 weeks, and then they're a month, and then we had one that was 10 days apart. They're not comfortable for her. She has to take a regimen post-seizure of medications, and it makes her all loopy, and she doesn't settle down, and then we're sitting up all night with her for the next 2 nights, and it throws her whole schedule off because she has to have stuff every 8 hours. So if she has a seizure, at 1 in the morning, you got to start the clock there and go every 8 hours. And so you're getting up at 1 in the morning, which we were giving her stuff at 1 in the morning this time. It can be difficult. And it's such a shame. She's just the sweetest little dog. She's so happy and loves everybody and wags her tail. She's the friendliest out of the 3 dogs we have. Daisy was the most friendly. And I wonder sometimes if Libby misses Daisy. They were kind of like pals. And I wonder if she's stressed and that causes more seizures. Who knows? So Libby's on a 3rd medication. I actually bought a couple of nanny cams to put around the house. I am here all the time. I hardly ever leave the house. If I have to leave the house, my husband comes home. Somebody is always with her. I work from home. I took several years to build myself a nice home exercise room, so when I want to exercise, I have somewhere to go to exercise. We've got all of our animals that need care, so somebody has to be here all the time. So 90% of the time, that's me. Our last vacation, somebody was asking me about that, was 2013. It's too difficult. Trying to get somebody to take care of all these animals is just crazy. That bird. Jacqueline went to the vet. Jacqueline went to 2 vets too. Like Libby went to 2 vets. Jacqueline went to 2 vets. Jacqueline is this one right here, the Chiweenie Chihuahua Wiener Dog Mix. Jacqueline has pancreatitis. She had a flare-up. She threw up. She was doing really bad. It was right at the time my vet was closing on, it was either Friday or Saturday night. They couldn't see her. Called the ER vets in the area. 6-hour wait times, and then my husband remembered there was something called an urgent vet that opened up not too far up the road. They were open until 11 o'clock at night. They do everything an ER vet does, but they do not hospitalize. So if your animal needed special care and needed to be hospitalized, they'll send you to the ER vet for overnight. But she didn't need to be hospitalized. She needed fluids and pain meds and needed to be checked out and have her blood work done. Everything looked good. She just had a flare-up. It happens. Followed up with the regular vet. She doesn't need to make any changes. She's doing well. The pain meds they gave her did not sit well with her. Daisy has had that same pain med before they make the dog drool. And the dog should sleep. And she didn't like it. So I had gotten up that day. Yeah, I think it was Friday. I woke up at 3. Sometimes the dogs need to go out. Never went back to bed, worked, did all the stuff, took her to the urgent vet. I stayed up all night with her because I couldn't get her to settle down. I mean, I was like holding her, I was singing to her, she likes her little ears rubbing her ears. She just would not settle down. She was really uncomfortable until the pain meds wore off, which is a shame because they're supposed to help, but she's doing good now. Also to the vet, and I posted it on my animal Instagram. I'll make sure to link that. I've got a picture. I'm bringing up the picture. Sweetie and Zazu, the bird that's making all the noise, Zazu needed a nail trim. Sweetie had boogers. Sweetie's a little tortoise. So Sweetie got an antibiotic injection and she's back outside. She's doing fine. I think that's everything. As far as FlossTube friends, if you mentioned me and I did not mention you, please let me know and I will get you next time. I always try to make a note if I hear somebody mention me so I remember to mention it. Like, follow, subscribe, comment the word B if you want to win that. Owl Be Stitching 8839. Don't forget to contact me. Project Bags helps pay the vet bills. There are a lot of vet bills this month. And join the T-Type Sal. Any questions? Let me know. Don't forget to get ready for the Christmas in July. And grab a pattern. I'll lose my voice. I'm going to tack on the animal tour. You'll get to see my husband. Again, this is early in the morning. He's already been out there doing all the waters and the food and cleaning, so neither one of us is looking fancy. Thank you so much if you've watched this whole thing. I am sorry, my throat's really scratchy. It's kind of getting bad. But I didn't want to wait another week because I'm still going to have allergies. Oh, I look really tired. I've got a little screen here. I can see myself. Trying to look, look good. Thank you for watching. Here comes the animal tour. See you next time. We're going to have yard tour part 2. Hi, Libby. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Libby. Just wanted to show everybody why my allergies are so bad. These are Palo Verde trees. See all those yellow flowers? See how they drop all over? It's been really windy. There's also been a wildfire. I might forget to mention it, so I'll mention it now. The fire is way over that way in the Tonto National Forest. So anyway, that's why my allergies are bad. Let's go do the yard tour. Let's see some turtles. We're back with our turtle ponds. Say hi, Steve.
Hi.
We're going to feed the turtles. Oh, we're shy this morning. How many turtles do we have?
12.
We have 12 red-eared sliders, 11 ladies, 1 boy. He's kept separately. It's early in the morning. They're a little slow.
They've already eaten once too, so.
Oh. This is second breakfast for the camera ladies. Come on. And the little fish are mosquito fish. You get them free from the county to help control mosquito population. Here we go. Looks like we've got 5 in this pond. We have 3 ponds back here for the ladies. Come on, go, go, go! Woohoo! You gonna go too? Come on. Yay! And then we've got a couple back in here. And one in the smaller pond, which cleaning right now looks kind of yucky. Is this Tortuga?
I think so.
And how old is Tortuga?
Tortuga's probably 10 or 12 anyways.
Oh, more than that.
Oh yeah, it has to be more than that.
Yeah.
He's probably almost 20.
20, I was going to say, yeah.
Hey, Tortuga.
And this is the turtle pond area. And this was empty when we moved in, so we had this built and put in the ponds, and Steve cleans all the filters. And if you climb up, oops, slippery. This one here filters into our fish pond, which is covered to keep the birds of prey away. Down there's patches of desert tortoise. And some of our little turtles and tortoises. We're going to go ahead and exit. This comes out to the yard. Closed. And let's go see. Actually, we'll go this way instead of fish. This is either Max or Sheldon, I'm not sure. And Max and Sheldon are ladies. They're ladies soul powder tortoises. Coming over. Do you like my awesome socks? This is usually my wardrobe. I mean, no point getting dressed up, right? So the white chalky stuff is actually, it's going to be gross, guys. It's a little bit of dried tinkle. They get rid of their excess calcium when they pee. Let's go this way. Everybody's already eaten this morning. We uncovered the burrows last weekend, so they go down in there, and they dug this. This goes way down and under. Good morning. So this is our bachelor pond. This is where Slappy is. And you can see we've started hanging shade cloths for the summer. That is, I think, an avocado tree. Hi, Slappy. And you'll get clean this weekend. There's always a little bit of algae, but they like that. They're pond turtles. They are kind of nature's garbage disposals out in the wild. Let's even get a shot of Slappy's nails. You can't really see, it's so bright, but oh, there we go. Thank you. See how long his nails are? That's how you can tell the boys from the girls. I got a cobweb on the camera. I hope that's not in the shot. Sorry. And we call him Slappy because at one point we had him in a tank with the ladies, and they go like this in the ladies' faces with both their hands. Kind of like at a singles bar, huh? Yoo-hoo, ladies! Let's go over here. Let's see if Yertle's out. Yertle is out. Yertle came to us with Myrtle. She was on the tour last time. And originally we hoped to keep the two of them together, but he pesters the snot out of her. So we separated boys and girls, and we don't want babies anyway. Hi, Yertle. You can see this pipe. This is used to fill the pool, which he stepped on, which happens on a regular basis, but he's got water. Here he comes. There's some poop there. There's always poop here, isn't there? Hello. So anyway, my husband did this. So it's PVC pipe, and you can see it goes all the way over here. Back along there. Yeah, there's the chickens again. And this way. And then the end of it is over here. So that runs the water. We put the hose up to the end, and then the water runs down and goes and fills up. Where are my chickens? I think they're hiding. Oh! Hi, Checkers. Hi, Mullet. Well, we'll do chickens and pigs and the little guys and the fish another time. Oh, there's a lizard on there. I don't know if you can see it hanging on the board. He's a desert spiny lizard, and he comes out when my husband feeds the turtles and tortoises over there, and he steals their worms. So that's going to be it for the yard tour today. Because my voice is so bad. Look at your face. Hi. You're supposed to smile and say thanks for watching. Thanks, everybody.